Hey, it's Chris. AirPods Pro 2 are here, and of course, all the reviews are super predictable. So I'm here to shake things up and to tell you some of the things that all the parrots that are just parroting each other are not gonna tell you. So for instance, all the parrots out there are gonna say things like, these have better battery life, which obviously, these cost a lot, which they do. These have kept that same old tried and true design. Yeah. And big news, they just come in white. There's a lack of colors. Also true, yes. The new volume control is really nice, which it is. And the sound is a bit improved versus certain other AirPods. Yes, improved sound. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that though more in a second. So that's just kind of a sampling of what you're gonna hear a lot of other reviews talking about, but I'm gonna tell you a few things here that you're not gonna hear anybody else really saying. Starting with, you shouldn't really buy these for the noise cancellation, which is a weird thing to say, I know, because that's definitely one of the main features here. Now, the reason I say that is because despite all the incredible engineering feats that went into giving these the ANC that they do have, which for a device this size and with these capabilities and price is like pretty impressive, there's only so much that you can do technologically, physically, to gadgets this size that fit inside your ear. So I think they're more or less as good as they just about could be, given a company like Apple's size and resources for a device of this size. But if your primary goal is to block out the noise and the world around you, then I think you're actually gonna be pretty disappointed, if that's your primary goal, with the actual amount of sound that gets in, that gets through, because of the form factor, a device this size. Now, I'm not just trying to find something to complain about here. What I'm saying is, I can't tell you how many times I've been sitting there with these in my ears and I've thought to myself, oh, I should turn on the noise canceling because there's a lot of sound getting in. And I go up and I switch it on, I think, but I'm actually turning it off because it was on. And then I realize, oh, I just turned it off and I'm hearing even more now because that's how much noise slips in. So you're gonna see some reviewers saying the noise cancellation is amazing here. And then their example is something like, well, it canceled out a quiet air vent that I was sitting next to. And so if there's some very soft ambient noise around you, is it gonna cancel that out? Yes. However, if I'm sitting there in a quiet room with these on, with noise canceling on, and I'm just typing on my Magic Keyboard, can I hear the key presses of this non-mechanical, not all that noisy keyboard? Yeah. So if that is a 2 times improvement, like Apple says, and remember, I was never saying that the noise cancellation was amazing on the first gen Pros. Remember that. Then, I mean, wake me up when there's like a 5x improvement, I guess. So what I'm really trying to say here is that if you're already gonna drop like $250 for some noise cancellation, primarily that's what you're after. I'm talking about if ANC is the most important feature for you, then I would say look at a different form factor. Consider spending more to get some nice over-ear ANC headphones like the AirPods Max or the Sony 1000 XM5s here. Both of these have some noticeable, real, satisfying ANC. On the other hand, if you like all the other features that AirPods Pro 2 have to offer, and you'd consider a bit of noise cancellation to be a bonus, then great. Then you should get these. Now, another thing that's gonna sound weird for me to say is that you shouldn't buy these just for the quote unquote sound quality. I know that sounds like a weird thing to say about the Pro AirPods, but I'm not saying at all that these don't sound good. Because they do. It's just that the custom built driver and the amplifier delivering crisp, clear, high notes and deep, rich bass in stunning definition so that every sound is more vivid than ever, as Apple site puts it, is of course technically true. Because look, even if it's 0.001% more vivid than previous AirPods or other AirPods, that still is technically, though incrementally, more vivid. I'm not saying that's how much more, 0.001%. But I am saying that your average person is not going to notice these sounding so much better than the regular old AirPods 3. So maybe outside of a little bit of difference on the low end, perhaps, I don't think the average person is gonna notice. In fact, I will guarantee the average person wouldn't say that these sound far and away, amazingly, so much more superior versus other AirPods. Because, you know, the AirPods 3 over here, they already sound pretty good. Now, what is different versus normal AirPods is that you get different tips, and those can seal the sound better into your ear and give you more noise isolation, which for most people is honestly where a lot of that better sound is going to end up practically being noticed because of the isolation versus regular Pros. That's my 2 cents. So these sound good, nice, very enjoyable, as good as something's gonna sound in this price range, I think. Maybe even a little less than some other buds in this price range. But good, enjoyable, but you don't buy these for the way that they sound necessarily as much as you buy them for their other features. Now, you know something that nobody else is gonna tell you, that you should check out the Daily Tech wallpaper packs. Why would they? That's not their channel. But I'll tell you, you should check out the Daily Tech wallpaper packs. They're linked up down in the description. Also, keep your eye out for some new motivational packs that are gonna be dropping soon. And before we move on, I just wanna say I'm working on a productivity course specifically for people in the Apple ecosystem. If you haven't signed up for notification when that launches in the next month or two, then give me your email. There's a form down in the description. I won't spam you, I'll just let you know, hey, it's live. So something fun you're gonna get with these AirPods Pro 2 here is personalized spatial audio. And that's something else I'm gonna say is don't buy these just for the personalized spatial audio, not because I don't think it's cool. I think it is actually cooler than most reviewers are probably gonna say. I like it better for entertainment and stuff than I do for music, because it totally depends on who mixed the music, and it's not just like the same across the board, but that's not here or there. What I'm saying is the AirPods 3, the non-pros, have personalized spatial audio as well, so I just wanted to point that out. Which brings me to the new adaptive transparency mode, which is some cool technology that kind of dampens abrasive, unexpected loud noises. In other words, it kind of makes the environment you're in chill out a little bit, which is cool, I like that. But this is not something that everybody is going to really take advantage of equally. What I mean is, if you spend most of your day wearing these, let's say at your desk, at work, then inside, are you really gonna need sound dampening of crazy construction noises? Most of the time, probably not. Now, it doesn't apply across the board to everybody, of course. I'm just saying, if that's you and you're parked inside most of the time, don't buy these just for that feature. On the other hand, if you're the type of person who pops these in to go for a walk, or maybe you walk to work and you like that transparency mode so you don't get hit by a car when you're crossing the street, then this new adaptive transparency mode might come in really handy for you. And if so, then great. But now, even for those people who would pop these in and be outside a bunch where there's more opportunity to have some loud abrasive noises that need to be chilled out, then it's not the kind of thing you're probably likely to notice all that much, which is kind of the point. Right? If the big abrasive noise isn't so big and abrasive because this mode kicked in and did its job, then you won't notice as much. In which case, job well done to the AirPods Pro 2. All right, so there's a few things I don't think a lot of people are gonna be talking about. Some reasons maybe not to just spring for these over regular AirPods perhaps, but let's get into a few reasons, or maybe the main reason and a few sub reasons why you actually should buy these AirPod Pro 2s. The very main reason I would say that you would want to buy this is for convenience, for those in the Apple ecosystem, because most of the features that set these apart from regular old AirPods come down to that particular word, convenience, and more of it. So all the usual AirPod conveniences here, always on Siri, seamless switching between devices, notification announcements, quick pairing, etc. But on top of that, you do have some extra conveniences. So do buy these for this extra volume control. I love that. It's something I couldn't believe was missing before that's finally arrived, that many other rival buds had, because it's like, who wouldn't have that? Well, AirPods users didn't have that. And it's so nice to not have to go in and get my phone and adjust the volume with the physical buttons, or hit the keyboard buttons to adjust the volume if I'm at my Mac, or if I'm on my iPad to have to get into the control center there and change the volume right there, or use Siri. Those are all workaround, annoying ways to do it. Now I can actually just do it with the swipe. It works great for me. I've seen some other people complaining about it. I've had no complaints about it. I even like the little sound. I would also say do buy these for this new speaker that's built into the case here, because it's very easy to misplace both your actual individual AirPods and your AirPods case itself. So I love the speaker on the bottom here for Find My. And you know what? I just like the little beeps and boops that it makes just when you're like charging it or pairing it. It just gives it a bit more of a personality. It's just a little thing that makes it a better overall experience. Now, some people are gonna find this lanyard loop useful, and I'm gonna be honest with you, for me, it's mostly useful in that it tells me that these are my new AirPods here and not the old AirPods, so don't grab the wrong ones. But seriously, I think there's some students out there that are gonna find that useful, get some use out of it. But the question is, should you buy these AirPod Pro 2s? Well, look, I like these a lot. For what they are, I feel like they're super solid. The question is, what is it that they really are? So what is it that they are? Well, I would say that they're convenient, number one, wireless earbuds, obviously. that have some cool bells and whistles that you're not gonna find on other AirPods or wireless earbuds. The question is, do you need or want or can afford those extra bells and whistles? If not, you still get all the conveniences with the AirPods 3, or I think a lot of you would end up really loving still the Beats Fit Pros, which I've been recommending all year. I still love these. I think they're legendary. And they also happen to cost $50 less than the new AirPod Pros too. So yeah, give those a look too. And I will say, I've had no popping or crackling issues. Apple's apparently ironed all that stuff out that plagued the first gen AirPod Pro. So that's good news. I've had a lot of questions about that. So yeah, all looks good on that front. Thanks for hanging out with this video. Don't forget, we have a newsletter, we have a podcast. They're both designed to make your life in the Apple ecosystem better. It's not just about hanging out with Chris or Chris wants to stay in touch. No, there's useful stuff there. So check them out. They're linked up down below. Check out the wallpaper packs, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Later.